What's up? This is Noble. I'm doing a test run because I like to make sure I can do things at a certain level of professionalism with some quality. I had a live yesterday and Facebook, I don't know. I think Facebook really is trying to defend its video territory. Sometimes I upload YouTube links and they look funny. But they now don't allow this third party streaming service that I use. So I had to figure it out on the fly and I did. So I'm just kind of testing it out. While I'm here testing this out, you have access to me. So feel free to ask me any questions that you may have as I try to figure out how to answer your questions or how to see them from here. Okay, all comments. Got it. Okay. So wherever you watching from, let me know. Let me know. Refresh this page. So I'm basically, just making sure that for the rest of this month, and really just all my live streams, period, I just need to do a test. Figured I'd give a few people, if somebody joins, some time to ask me any questions you may have. We can talk about anything. Japan, the VIX, whatever your favorite stocks are. I need to test this too. Yolanda Nash, what's up? Down in Houston, Texas. That's what's up. Thanks for joining. Yolanda, right now it's like 2-3 people. So you got any questions? This is a great time to ask. Anything that I can help you with or help you understand. I don't know if if you've been trading for a while, investing, anything, literally anything. I'm just testing this out again. I'll probably delete this as well, so it'll be like it never happened if you didn't catch me live. Thinking about everything I need to check. Oh, you know what? Let me do this for a second. Let me do that. Yeah, there we go. Let me go here. Okay. So I'll leave this up, but I can make it. So you just been long-term investing. What you been investing in? Let me get all in your business until somebody stops me. Yeah, but seriously, let me know. What have you been investing in? What are you looking at? I could ask you some questions as I try to. Oh, let me double check Facebook. I'm supposed to be live on Facebook and YouTube. No, Facebook was a problem, so just YouTube. Just YouTube. Okay. Let me go back. That's interesting. Okay, let me check one more thing. Put that in the group. Put the link. Let me check the link. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's pretty quick. All right, I can see myself now. That's what I wanted to do. Just check these transitions. Yolanda, you in luck. Real quick, since I got some time, I'm gonna take a look at let's take a look at UNH and Comcast. Everybody always is looking at Apple. I feel like Apple's a stock. Nobody, you really don't get me wrong. You do need to analyze it. And for sure, if you're a trader, you need to, you need to apply your technicals, make sure you got really good entries, blah, blah, blah. But Apple's such a classically good stock. It's the one that always, every time I do anything live, Apple's going to come up. Oh, cool. JQ. Hi, Noble. Hello. How you doing? Got some Apple today, huh? Matter of fact, while I'm talking, let me take a look at Apple real quick. Let me take a look at Apple. Oh, let me take all this off my screen so y'all can see it a little better. So I guess streaming at 4K is slowing. Okay. A little bit of it's moving a little slower than I thought it would. That's good to know. Well, not good to know, but good to know so that I know it is what I mean. Um, oh, okay. I gotta go back to my chart. I always forget to do that. That's probably my biggest hiccup. Okay. You got some Apple today. The good thing about buying Apple today is this little area that we just tested, that we just touched, that top band. It's one of my favorite indicators, Bollinger Bands. Y'all gonna hear me talk about them forever because I've been using them for like 15 years straight, maybe 16. But I got a lot better with them over time after struggling, period. And then had some epiphanies about them and tested some things on my own. And I was like, man, buddy of mine, I had taught some stuff about, I guess just trading in general. He was doing like an alert service and came back and we were kind of talking. He wanted me to help him with it. I was thinking about it, but I had to know how he traded. And he was using Bollinger Bands. He was using this standard deviation. And then he was using it differently than how I would have used it. So it was like, oh my goodness. I give him credit. It was actually he who kind of brought me back to just playing with different variations of standard deviation. So anyway, that one standard deviation is it's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it until y'all really get it. But it's powerful because whenever price is up here above that top band, it's where all of the volatility really happens that creates uptrends, right? So if we bounce where we bounce today, this is a month chart, right? I could easily show you some really amazing periods. So like just this 20 post-COVID run came and hit the band, pushed back up, higher volatility, still in its strong volatile area above that red line, strong volatility. That's the only place I ever want to buy. That's like the most efficient, right? So we came down, got close to it then, bounced again, sat there, bounced again, higher highs, bounced again here. Right? So eventually uptrends in, yes. But where we are right now, yeah, Apple's in a good place. Apple literally, its chart looks better than the S&P. Let me go to the day chart real quick to see where you got in. So this is the only tricky thing about right now. Oh, you know what? Yolanda, I'm gonna come back because I know because y'all. Well, hold on. Wait, what did I do? Oh, because you guys both mentioned Apple, so that's what it was. I was about Yolanda. I was about to go to UNH. I was like, nah, I want to do Apple, and then somebody else said Apple, so I'm now like, okay, let me do Apple. All right, so I'm kind of touching both of y'all stock at the same time, right? If we talking long-term investing, I don't think it's really ever a bad time to long-term invest unless like the quarterly, like the longer-term charts that give you a better picture are just, all right, quarterly chart, month chart, maybe not month, but a quarterly, the yearly chart. I know people never look because it's like that's so long, but that's how you get a really quick idea of where that stock is coming from. It takes 2 seconds to see it and say, wow, uptrend above the top band for years. Bullish on like a yearly time frame. It's in strong bullish, the perfect area where you want to buy. All right. So I don't really think it's per se a bad time ever. If we're talking about true long-term investing, acquiring shares over time. So hopefully I think that's what you probably were talking about. Oh, got you. 202. Yeah. So we might go a little lower. For two reasons. One, because we haven't tested this 200. So don't be surprised if next week or maybe even this week we get another push lower, because it'll just be testing this 190 area. Right, especially right now, bear season. What is bear season? Something a little term I've coined, which is just acquiring shares. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's what do you call it? Bear season is August, September, October. Somewhere in there, we probably gonna have the roughest time period of the year. It's only 12 weeks, but somewhere in there, we're gonna get. We just every year, right? We get a little something. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's look back just for fun. Let's look back at Apple's the last what am I on a month chart? Let's look at how Apple performed bear season for the last few years, August through September. I gotta find my chart. Okay, so 8, 9, 10. So right here was bear season of 2023. 8, 9, 10 was here. So that was a drop. And I'll just do like the last 3 years. All right. So Apple, last 3 years. And let's see, 2003, from those highs, we dropped about 16%. 2002, economy was a bit worse. Pushed up here. Pushed up in August, and then August and September. Came down a good 25%. Woo. The market was in a downtrend at that time. We were trying to, right, kind of slowing down. It really was like a recession for sure, like right in there. They just didn't want to call it that. I don't know. That's a whole thing I've been on for a couple years because I'm like, you have two quarters of lowering GDP. That's a recession. I don't know why we're trying to change definitions. And then was this 20, 23, 22, 21, 12% drop during that bear season, August, September, October. So 12%, what did I say, 25? I got to do this one again. And from the high to the low, 16, just say 17%. How much did Apple just this month so far from the high of this month? So already down 13. It went down 13%, but from the highs, looks like we dropped about 18%. 18 and 17. If we were to repeat last year, we just kind of hit that 18, 17% area. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Apple is an amazing company. It's one of the best in the world. I actually think it's the best in the world for several reasons, but I'm also biased, and I know it, right? So I can admit that. That's how I make this bigger. Wow, okay. Okay, so again, if anybody just joined me, I'm just testing out, streaming live on YouTube because I was trying to do it yesterday, and it was just off. My colors were off. Audio was cool, but the video, I didn't get the 4K, and I wasn't able to transition really quickly through, I felt bad. I didn't deliver the type of experience I wanted. So I was like, let me just go live tomorrow and practice and just talk to some people. These are the notes of what I covered. I'll post in the same place where actually, it's just on my channel. So one, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel because over the next 12 months, I'm going to be exposing you to a lot of concepts that I know you haven't heard, trainings that I don't see other people doing. I have like 300 ideas, thumbnails already done, ideas already planned out. Just a lot of stuff that I don't see people remotely talking about. Everything is kind of how-to videos on YouTube, which is cool. I got a ton of those. But we want to get into some of the psychology. We want to get into if you're a single man who wants to have a family, want to be married at some point, that's like you just believe in the institution of marriage, blah, blah, blah. Like, what should you be doing in your single time in terms of investing? Like, what should you be doing? I want to hit stuff like that. I want to talk to single mothers and give them tools and ways to help. I just came back from a family, come back from a family reunion, but I was also with my family just yesterday morning. I drove back from Nashville, from Opryland. It's like a huge resort. I know you think like country music, but it was a huge indoor resort, water slides, right? We playing with the kids and all that good stuff. And my uncle, well, he's really like my cousin, but my uncle, I call him. He's, he's probably in his 60s, you know. And he was just like, man, look, like as soon as you come back, the next time you come back home, back to East Chicago, Gary, Indiana area, we got to sit down and talk, right? And I'm super excited because I'm finally kind of at the place where I can legitimately start teaching. I could have done it earlier, but just things happen how they happen. I'm at a place where now I can like really start helping anybody in my family with this Woods name. Like, you're going to learn what I know as much as you can and want to learn. I want to help it, right? And so he's just real excited about putting some stuff together and making sure we covering all the babies, 10 months up. We were there with a 10-month-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old, right? And so I take this super serious because it's a pretty amazing thing to know how to trade. It really is. And investing, of course, right, first. Okay. So I said all of that. She said, don't delete the snowball. Okay, maybe I won't. I mean, it's YouTube. I really can't just leave it up. But I'll leave it up for you because it really doesn't. Like, it's not like it's going to hurt me to leave it up. It's just more stuff for somebody to view. Okay. It's hard to remember to look at y'all. That's part of the thing. I need to put like a face. Who's like my favorite? Who's the fine actress celebrity crush? Who I need to like cut out somebody's face and put it over the camera so I can just sit here and stare at her. Which actually might be distracting. Maybe I need somebody serious. Maybe I need like a comic book character or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. Try to look at you guys more. Yesterday what I covered was, I'm looking at it in the corner, Japan's crash. As if you didn't know, matter of fact, let's bounce around for a little bit. I'm gonna come back to the stocks, but let me just bounce around for 2 seconds. So, Japan's version of our S&P, the S&P is like the all-star team, 502 of the biggest, best stocks in America. It's the benchmark. We compare everything to it because 80% of the stocks in our economy flow and connect with it. If the S&P is up 20%, virtually 80% of stocks will be up as well, right? So that's why I always do everything starting off with usually with the S&P. If this was like a true session, I would start with the S&P, right? Always, right? NKD is the Nikkei 225. Yep, the Nikkei 225 futures. What are futures? It's leveraged money. Back in the day, feudalistic Japan, my dynasty beat your dynasty. We took over the rice crops. You would come to the market to say, hey, I want to buy some rice. Unfortunately, we've already eaten all the rice. There's nothing left. But hey, I'll write you out a receipt for the market price, the price that is worth today. You can come back and get the rice in the future. Futures. Right? So that's really the core concept. But here, it's just fun math. It's amplified leverage. Instead of every dollar being worth $1, here in the futures market, every time if you were to get in a trade and it just go $1 on the S&P, you didn't make $1, you made $50. Because here, the futures contracts gives you 50 times the leverage. $1 is not $1. $1 is $50. Catch a $10 move, you just made $500. Do that with 2 contracts, you just made $1,000. Learn how to consistently do that every day. You'll be okay. All right. Then it's just a matter of more contracts, not bigger moves, more contracts. Right. Takes 15 years to be a great day trader. Anybody telling you they did it in be careful. All right. But anyway, this is the Nikkei. This is the month chart, which let me just look and see how much they're down. I'm curious. Oh, y'all can't see my chart. Okay. Well, luckily I didn't do a lot on the chart. So this is Nikkei, and it is down. They are down right now. The lowest for this month was 28%. So let's just say a 30% drop from the highs to correction is 10%. 30s in America, 30s panic, 30s a lot of selling, 30 is all the YouTubers and everybody talking about, how bad it's going to be. People afraid of, right, trying to be the one to call and really forecast when things are going to turn around. So 30% is a lot. If I go to the 4-hour chart, that's kind of how the day started yesterday. My cousin woke me up and was like, cousin. We called each other cousin. He was like, cousin, the market's getting trampled. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Told me it was down. I posted some things at Insider Trading. I know you guys are probably watching from Insider Trading. I think that's the only place I posted the link, which is a group on Facebook. If you're watching this, you don't know anything about insider trading. Type that in, go to Facebook, join the group. It's managed by myself and my cousin, Joel Harrison. Amazing community of investors, traders, newbies, experienced people, millionaires, multimillionaires. Great community to learn. So yeah, futures moves during the night. You can trade futures at 3 a.m. If you want to get up and trade at 3 a.m., you can trade at 3 a.m. Lower volatility. It's Europe's market, but market is still moving, right? So yesterday from those lows, we pushed straight up yesterday. Straight up yesterday. I'm pretty sure Japan is incredibly happy about that one day. The trouble with these downtrends is if we can get back underneath this bottom band and we do not get enough buyers to get in and bears to get out, all we're going to do is go back down. And they'll be right back at that 30% drop, and you'll hear it in the news again. It'll surge over the European markets, and then it'll impact ours again too. Okay, let me go back up. What did you have? What did you have? Oh, Yolanda, you had UNH and Comcast. So let's do this. Let's go super slow. Well, not super slow. Only thing on my chart. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take this 8 off for just a second. So I'm on the year chart. These right here, right? This is the type of stock. This is the type of stock when I see people investing in these, you instantly get a golf clap from me, right? Or whatever kind of clap. You get applause because it's not that you were able to predict or guess, stock picking actually is incredibly tough. Most people would be over a 10 to 15 year period better off just investing in the S&P or better than that NASDAQ every month without failure. Right? We don't talk a lot about the reality of picking stocks, getting in and out, and I'm gonna buy this one, I'm gonna hold this one for. All right, the statistics are not in your favor of being able to beat the market. Like 97% of managed funds, entire teams of MBAs like me trying to figure this stuff out, working for some hedge fund manager. Most of those funds don't beat the S&P and NASDAQ, right? So when I see stocks like this, clearly above the band, my colors here are TTM trend is what I'm kind of using. It just colors it colors the candle to also give you some idea of direction and a little bit of just a little pinch of stats is in there. The way that it is calculated, right? So whenever I see blue like this, clean for years, every year, higher. Right. This is what I love seeing, and it's United Health. So there's a couple of really powerful health companies that stock charts are just beautiful. All right, look at Eli Lilly. Looks the same. Percentage is a lot bigger though, I think. No, maybe not. Let's see. From COVID's low to the highs of this year, that was 228% for UNH. 228. Remember that. Versus lows to high 764. Ooh, Eli Lilly, right? You see how quick that was? All right, just little comparisons like that. UNH, great company. You can see that it's a great company. Prices don't do this because companies somehow for years, for a whole decade, are just kind of faking us out. Nobody knows if it's actually a good company. You only see this type of beauty and perfection. Like this is an A student. This is a legendary, going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame pro athlete. This is performance. This is beautiful, and you really got to see it like that. This is like the easy money, and this is what all the uptrends actually look like. Anyway, they're above that top band. That's where price is most volatile, right? And check this out. Even here, this little bounce. Where did we bounce off of? Top band. I think JQ. You pretty much kind of just bought statistically in that same place. You just bought right at that top band on Apple. All right. But I was on a month chart. So year is like, that's beautiful because it was the low. And I already showed you we can definitely go lower, right? We're just getting this bear season started. But we'll see how the next 2 months play out and the rest of August. But UNH looks pretty great. Sometimes I'll go to the quarterly just to kind of see it a little closer, right? You see the same thing. Even on the quarterly, you're seeing the same basic pattern. The time frame doesn't matter, right? But if we're long-term investors, I think quarterly chart year, that's really all you want to look at without like getting confused or getting like worrying too much, right? COVID, where I drew that circle, that top band on the year really was just if I'm trading and looking at this and just kind of managing it off of the quarterly chart. We bounced off the 20. The 20 is the average. We're going to come down and touch the 20 anyway. It's normal. It's cyclical. It's just like I mentioned, I do little metaphors all the time. It's just like how you can be really excited in life. Then you come down to your average. You're not depressed. You're not sad. You're just like, yeah, like how you doing? I'm cool. I'm okay, right? You're just at your average. Then you go back up. Or maybe life, and then you go under. You get to like sickness, depression, right? So I kind of look at price like everything in life, right? Looks like UNH had this really long range right here. Ooh, that's a range. That is what 1, 2. Well, actually, shoot, it really started back here, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost 12 quarters. That's almost 3 years. Just stuck in that range, not really going anywhere, but not crashing, not falling, still bullish, still above the 1. All right. Even right here, I think we had one more little bounce off the 20 or got pretty close. All right. So we come down to the average. We pop right back up. That's great. Strong company. Super strong company. Oh, I'm getting more comments. Oh, I can see them up here too. I'm tripping. My bad. I'm trying to get you like, it's amazing how this technology has transformed our lives. Like before COVID, nobody was streaming. Now I can have intro music with the videos that plays, and I can have a little thing across the bottom with ticker symbols, and I can splice my screen with like a little automated background for an interview and come back to like, it's amazing. Like people are literally home studios. 4K. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Okay, so that's UNH. Great stock. There's not a ton of analysis to really do on stocks like these, in my opinion. Because as I start to go down to lower time frames, you already know the bigger picture. I think a lot of people would do better if they started with the bigger picture, right? This ranging area, you probably wouldn't have even known it was a ranging area. Like it looks crazy. Let me take this box off for a second. If you just told me to zoom in here, this is, all right, we had a little uptrend, then we started reversing, hit the top band, came down, hit the 20, dropped, ran back up to the 20, bounced off the 200 weekly. All right, bounced off the 200 weekly. That was it. All right, so really what compelled us out of this super long range for 12 quarters was finally testing the 20. But look at how chaotic this looks if you're zoomed in on the week, right? Even sometimes on the week, I'll just zoom, right? I'll always start with the biggest view. That's how you can really see if a stock is performing. All right, you almost got to think like a multi-millionaire, right? You're not just gonna look at day charts. No, start with the year. Start with the biggest picture, right? So yeah, that was an ugly range. That was an ugly range. It really was. Right. And as you can see, we would get above the top band, small uptrend for a couple weeks, and then fade. Right? Back and forth. When I see stocks like this that are constant, most of the price is like in between these bands. You can't make any money in between the bands. That's like there's no true trend. There's no statistical. You're not with the F students, which really is an A if we're shorting. We're not pushing down, we're not pushing up hard enough. We're just floating, chopping around, trying to figure out which way we want to go. Right. So pulling back to look at different time frames over time. I know people don't really do it a lot, and I think they probably think it's, I don't know, complex, or maybe it's intimidating. Maybe they just don't know what they're looking at. Maybe they haven't thought through philosophically, right, why this makes sense. To me, it's like relationships. It's like relationships. If you go on dates, if you're thinking about committing, and I'm talking about like marriage. I'm not married, but I know the thought process for sure, right? I'm getting to know a woman. I want to know about years, childhood, how you were. Like, I want to look back and see your year chart. I want to know like where you come from. All right, like that's how you get to know somebody. I'm just asking you about last week. I'm really not trying to get to know you. There's really no serious attempt to assess if this is an investment for my future. When I don't even ask you anything about your past and who you are. Like, it's data. It's the same thing here. All right, you want to make sure you understand and know what do the last 20 years look like on the stocks you're thinking about investing in or buying. Can't just look at the day chart. No. Nope. Nope. Okay, that was UNH. Let me see if anybody else joined. Intelligent Observer said, yo, Noble, L-E. It's cool. People. I don't know why people butcher Noble into Nobel, but it's all right. I know you mean well. So yeah. Let me see. Opulence said, can you explain the TTM Squeeze, how to use it with Bollinger Bands for entries and exits? Opulence. So here's why I'm laughing. Simple question. That's basically the core 90, because I would say maybe like 10% of my courses, my 2 signature classes, options and futures, are like market psychology, human psychology, like some of that stuff. That's a 90-hour answer for me. Right? That's really what I think people unfortunately can't really find a lot with all these different traders and gurus and all these people that just kind of popped up, or whatever. That's what everybody's looking for. 2022, I got burned out because I did like several hundred consults. I was tired. Like, I was all of 2023. I really didn't do too many consults. This year, I'm finally getting like back ready to get some energy back to that, because it was just it's tough. Like, I'm hearing all these stories. I'm hearing people's give me the real. I'm hearing people that have lost tens of thousands in the same day we're talking. Right? 6 figures, 5 figures in that year. Right? And so everybody kind of has the same question, which is, hey, can you show me entries and exits? Like, that's opulence. Great question, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that's why I have classes for people who really are ready to like make the deep dive with me and commitment, because if I tried to give it to you here, right, there's too much. I wouldn't even really like fully attempt to try to necessarily navigate that, because there's so much you would miss and not get. And so I try to be, hopefully that makes sense. You know what I mean? I can show you some entries, like I can show you some things, and I will before we hop off, but I'm a huge education fan. Right? I got my MBA, I got my undergrad from IU, so I think that's one of the things to kind of know about this as a profession. It's just like any other profession. Yeah, it was 4 years. Y'all know it's 4 years of undergrad just to come out and get a base level job in your field. Right? So this is the same thing. This is going to require years of study. Years of study. It is. but it's normal. That's everything else, right? The benefits are there, the rewards are there. So I can't explain it fully, but that is why I teach my classes. That's why they're very layered, very structured. And yeah, I'll give you some little pointers and tips here and there. And then again, opulence, make sure you subscribe, because over the next year, I'm probably going to put out like 200, 250 videos. Right. And so these lives are fun, but each video will be very detailed. One principle, one concept, one thing I want you to get, something new, maybe to challenge something, teach you something new, affirm something. I got a lot of ideas coming. So anyway, so great question. Just keep watching. You'll get I'm really just starting the channel, right? So just keep watching. You'll learn more and more and more for sure. But I could never package it the way I can in my classes, and then you would have the hands-on with me. That's why I do all my classes live right now. Right. So great question. But that is the question. Right? That's what 99% of people come to me wanting to know. Like, where exactly do I get in and where do I get out? Right. Let's see. Oh man, Intelligent Observer said, when are we gonna have that convo about modern day relationships versus what is trying to be portrayed? Ooh. I did say in my little post, I was like, yo, just get on so I can practice. We could talk about anything. I'm trying to look at the camera again, right? That's so tough. I did say we could talk about anything. I really do think I'm hitched, though. I really do. I've done some creative, romantic. Like I'm the guy. My friends, if you need some help, it's your lady's birthday, Christmas. You want to do something. You messed up. You need to repair some damage thoughtfully, right? You want to, I'm a creative guy. I'm like the walking hitch. I could solve all relationship problems if people listen, but nobody will listen to me because I'm not married yet, which is okay. It's okay. Yeah, that would be a fun topic. That would be. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm still not sure if I'm going to start a second channel to kind of talk about love, faith, politics, like those meaningful, right, really tense topics, but where we need to talk and converse, and those are the conversations I'm mostly having with my friends. The real meat of life, right? This is my skill set, my trade, my craft. But I think I'm probably going to separate the two just because, right? I want this content to be I want this to be like a year from now, your one-stop shop with the best quality, best information on trading and investing with just a better system, right? Watch my video yesterday. I broke down how are so many people trading, teaching it, not talking about statistics. What moves the market? Volatility. What is volatility? A statistical measure of price dispersion. How do you see price dispersion? Standard deviation. What indicator gives you standard deviations? They're on my screen. Bollinger Bands. Right. And I can show y'all a million charts. All the uptrends, you'll see blue candles above this red line. Every single solitary thing we could talk about. I could go to Target. Look at the uptrend. Looks the same. Right. I can go to Chipotle. Maybe I'm hungry. Right. Look at Chipotle. Same thing. All right. I'm virtually taking the same trades for the same statistical volatility based reasons. I just want to get in when everybody else is getting in. Right. So there's a recipe, precision, what's up, Alicia? Gotta say it right. I'm sorry. I just said it too fast. I know your name. I know your name. I shouldn't say I have favorite students, but you my homie. You're one of my favorite people. Okay, what else did I have? Oh, Comcast. I ain't looked at Comcast in forever. What is Comcast ticker symbol? Oh, that's right. Oh, you know what? Dang, it's bringing back memories. I have not looked at Comcast in forever. Oh, let's do this. Let's go to the year first. Okay. Just last, I don't know. What is this? Last since '06. It's what, 2024? So almost 20 years. 18 years. 18 years. Got above the band. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Who was that? Opulence. I think you asked about the TTM squeeze and in entries and exits. Full class, a lot to really go there to give you something like, and I don't want to give you enough to satisfy the question, but then you try to do it tomorrow and it doesn't work when there's so much more. Like, it really takes me 90 hours to teach people my system. And I know that's like, why is it 90? It's like, yeah, most people don't have a statistical background. I give you about 12 quizzes. There's a midterm. You get tested. You have to go live. Well, you don't have to go live, but I do this thing called a bar by bar kind of exercise with each student. Small classes, like 10, 15 people. Where we go bar by bar. I pull up the chart. We go candle by candle towards the end of class. And you have to tell me where's the trigger candle that defines the entry and exit. You have to do it in front of the class. Now, it's a great, right? It's safe space. You're supported. You have us all there. You're not risking any money. But if people aren't teaching to that level, I don't even know how we as educators think we helping people just by throwing classes together to just make some money. Nah. You need the full recipe. You know what I mean? I really am hungry because now I'm talking about recipes. Oh, Comcast. So Comcast. About a good 18 years. Let me take everything off this chart for a second. What you can see, I think one of the biggest, probably one of my biggest, not even pet peeves, but think about what I've been talking about. I'm always going to talk to you guys about volatility, about precision, about entering when we have the highest statistical chance to take a trade. Other than that, I don't want to take a trade. I'll wait. I'll be patient, right? I'll find something else to trade. I wait until the market gives me what I want, which is the highest chance of that trend, up or down, continuing, right? Ranges. Oh, ranges. I hate. I can't even tell you how much I hate ranges. All right, so this was 2018. I don't know what happened in 2018. We got above it. We did push up. Nice hammer candle, pushed down, bounced off that bottom top band, pushed up. We went higher, back into that area of volatility. Just didn't have the results, the earnings, all the different things that it requires, right, for companies to really buy. Good news. Sometimes it's just hype. Sometimes you just need to learn how to put out good news. Right? People just want to hear good news. All the way back down, right to that same low, right? Stuck inside. In my head, this is the first thing I see is that, right? And then if I almost had to adjust it just a little bit, now we're just ranging inside of, what is that, 2022. All right. So you never know when ranges are going to happen. They happen on every single time frame we can ever look at. You can't really, you can predict or forecast that they will happen. I don't even at this point have a recipe exactly for knowing per se when they're going to happen. We just don't have enough people. We don't have enough volatility. We need more people to buy or sell this thing so it can go somewhere. All right, we're just kind of just ranging. If I went to the week, slow it down a little bit. So what's not good about this is we are under our 200. And we tried to test it here, couldn't go higher. Tried to test it here, could not go higher, and we're starting to fade again. All right, so that's what I don't want to see. I don't love seeing, right? And I know the 200, that daily 200, the 200 simple moving average from the day chart is what a lot of folks look at. It matters. It's important. I just like the weekly better because it's slower, it's stronger, it's more data. It's if you're really patient, right? When really great stocks like the ones we looked at earlier that have the pattern, those longer time frames, quarterly, year, above that top band, cruising above it in that most volatile area, getting A's. That's like A plus pricing, right? That's where you're most likely for price to keep going up. I love those because they'll come down really quick, hit the 200 on a week, bounce and go right back up. And I think I showed which one was that? Was that UNH? Something bounced. What was that? Oh yeah, UNH. There we go. All right. So great stock, ranged for a hell of a long time, but we hit that 200, which has been angled up. Look at that. And then during COVID, the last time we touched it was COVID. All right. And then cruising bullish, long ranging, 12 quarters. And then we just touched the 200 on the week. Right back up. So you got to at least routinely look at that 200 on a week chart. You got to. Oh, you know what? Oh, Mark. Okay, Intelligent Observer. I saw the name, but this the what's the name is so small. What do you call it? The thumbnail is so small. The thumbnail is so small. I couldn't see your face. Yes, we did have that conversation. We did after those 2 super long interviews, which I'm glad you didn't even do nothing with a drop. Because if I think I know you, I understand. Wait till these next 200-300 videos get dropped. You'd be like the first person to interview me before everybody realizes there is somebody black teaching this with math and statistics behind it. Right. Who in no way, shape, or form is one of these scammy dudes. Oh, MSTR. Let me look at that real quick. MSTR. Let me zoom out for a second. I'm gonna go to the year. What is MSTR? Oh, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy. So the year is interesting because technically, even on the good old year, using this old Nova Woods recipe, very, 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 these last few years have been like picture perfect to why I love Bollinger Bands. Because this little candle right here, even if we literally were just thinking about putting, let's say the beginning of every year, you're like, should I put, $5,000-$10,000 in this stock every year? Let's just say you had that. I don't know, just every year. You don't even want to invest every month. You want to look at every year. We broke the high of this candle. Great year to start. That's all I really care about is if we are where price needs to be statistically. We got to be above that band for me to buy. All right. Made this really, really huge move up. What percentage is that? My goodness. Oh, actually, I'll do 2. I want to see from this low, what was that percentage? 1,518%. From breaking the high of that bar, that now the year chart, again, same kind of basic recipe, 208%. So that's still amazing. And 1 year went up 200%. That's crazy. When it's coming back down, where's it going to go? We're going to hit the band and bounce, or we're going to go down to the 20 every time. Has to is math. It's not going to jump over. It's not going to jump over the average and then somehow go from the top band and be at the bottom band unless just the world's craziest thing happened. Right. So even this drop, very predictable where it would go. Back to the 20, statistical concept called regression to the mean. Very simple. Right. And then this is a candle that now we have to ask, can we get back above it where we need to be for price to be above that top band in that 95th, 90th, 92 percentile of price where the most volatile action happens. All right. Did it get back above? Yep. We got above that bar. How high did we go? Went up another 227%. So even the year chart, it's volatile. It's volatile. It's above the one. Way above the one. Now, here's the thing. We go out, right? We keep going out without getting too deep. Now we're approaching 2-3 standard deviations where like you literally have a higher chance of it coming down. But people, right, don't try to like, I know people love trying to short tops and buy bottoms. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just go with the flow. Go with the trends. All right. If I switch it to a quarterly, we can kind of see it a little better. Back here is when we got that volatility. If we're volatile on the year, we're definitely going to be volatile on those smaller time frames because the whole year is pushing up and volatile. Imagine knowing that you're trading something that on the year chart, the yearly is saying I'm volatile and I'm bullish. Strong volatility. That just shapes your whole year. People be trading stuff that's like in between the bands. The whole year chart is inside the bands. Like what? That to me doesn't make sense because it's just a lower percentage chance of you making the type of fast, efficient, really good money without a lot of stress. All right. And check this out. So this quarter got back above the band. What happened the very next bar if we were able to go higher? Whew. Took off. So we're stuck inside this last quarter. What is that? First quarter? I want to know, what is this? I can't even see. This is oh man, I forgot how late it is in the year. I'm like, wait a minute, this is 2024. Yeah, this is the first quarter. Okay, so first quarter 2024, first quarter of this year. All right. Bullish. Very bullish, strong, volatile. It's up there, right? Where I love. Volatility is high. Volatility is high. He said premium's high. Bitcoin exposure. Still got the interview and still plan on doing something with it for sure. Oh yeah. Look, bro, I'm super patient. I'm so patient. No rush at all. You can put it out 5 years from now. I don't even care. All right. Let me go to the week chart. So what I'm doing, as you guys can see, start big picture, and then I go to the quarterly. Why is a quarterly chart? Every chart's my favorite. The annual because it gives you a clear picture. The quarterly because you can really get to see earnings. Every quarter, there's earnings. All right. Love the quarterly for that reason. Also because you can use it beautifully to plan leaps, right? Longer term options contracts. A year, 2, 3 years out. Why are you trying to do that? How are you going to predict 2 years out on a day chart? That's crazy. That's crazy. To me, a quantitative loving math. I don't love math. I appreciate math, right? I love stats. I definitely enjoy making money because it provides a lifestyle for me. It lets me, travel and do some things and, spoil some people. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can't plan contracts 2 years out using day charts. Terrible idea. Does not make sense at all. Logically, it doesn't make sense. Mathematically, doesn't make sense. You can't even see the volatility that you need. Like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. So check this out while I'm just kind of flowing. Back here, pushed up, nice jump. Again, same sort of principle. When we come down back inside the bands, usually we're just really trying to test the average. All right, push back up, push just for a week, and then we really, we're running out of gas slowly. Right. We're kind of inside of this big, nice bar, came back down and test the bottom of that bar. Push back up again above the band, but what you'll notice here, and I'm so glad I can show this because I tried to show it yesterday on my live, but it wasn't working. So opulence, if you're still watching, the TTM Squeeze, see how those dots are red? Let me jump back to me for a second. When the TTM, this is why I love the TTM Squeeze. It's called Trade the Market Squeeze. I think it's hands down. Bollinger Bands are a part of the TTM Squeeze. So I told you guys, I think the perfect indicator to see volatility is Bollinger Bands. the right standard deviation, and then you got to really understand all the others. So I could do a whole 8-hour class on standard deviations and Bollinger Bands, right? It's way more to it than just, oh, we're above, just buy. Like, there's more to learn, right? So that you can trust, understand, and have confidence with the things you trade. Y'all don't, a lot of times we don't have the confidence because we don't really understand what we're doing and why it works and doesn't work. Can you explain how it works in volatility? Does it need volatility? Some indicators are made to work only when there's low volatility, but then how do you define low volatility? And how do you use the VIX to help you better gauge when it's the best time to trade or the best time to maybe even sell, or maybe the best time to not do anything, right? There's tons of questions underneath these really simple kind of questions that we ask, but you got to really dig into your indicators. If you can't talk to me about the indicator you love for 20 minutes straight, you don't know it. You don't know it. So yeah, it's a reason you're confused and bouncing from every educator on the planet, trying to find the right recipe. Right. I'm not speaking to anybody specifically here, right? You guys. I'm talking to some of y'all that will watch this and say, yeah, I know, man, I know. By the time people get to me and they're ready for like professional level coaching, like this MBA level experience that I give in my classes, they've consumed every, like, thousands, probably hundreds of videos, tons of money on classes. And by the time they get to me, often there's so much up here. You got a recipe from every trader you've ever learned from. And then now I got to clean it all out and like, let's start from scratch. Because I don't care what anybody else taught you. Anybody. The red dots. When the squeeze has those red dots, it's essentially saying that we don't really have any volatility. If I could keep it simple, it's like the red dots tell you to don't even really worry about a trend. We're probably not getting one. We're probably going to go above this top band, pull right back in, go under the bottom band, push right. We're just going to be chopping around, going nowhere. We don't have enough volatility. All right. So on the week chart right now, that's what MicroStrategy is, which is like bad if you want to take a trade right now in this moment. It's like low volatility. But the good thing is they call it the squeeze because we go through these periods of low volatility where things get tight. And then there's a breakout, an explosion of volatility. The market decides whether this thing is valuable or not. We're going to still at some point make a strong trending move, usually, right? We're still going to trend at some point. But right now when those red dots are off, that's really when you need to counter trend. You should have been trying to short the top and buy the bottom. But that's tough. To switch from trend trader to counter trend trader, that's tough. I don't even try to do it. I can. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Okay. Let's see. Who else was that? The BK Dot said, what's good, Noble? Been a minute. What's good? I don't even know who that is. But what's up? Thanks for joining. Let's see. Lee learned that last night. Yup. Okay. This was fun. Thanks for joining me. Again, I wanted to test the technology, make sure everything was, pretty crisp and working. I think I'm good. Bouncing forth through these transitions really quickly is what I'm always trying to keep it, create something pretty professional for y'all. You know what I mean? Just nice and clean whenever I'm live. Even when I record all the other videos that I'll be dropping pretty soon over like the next couple years, but this next year, 2025, you're going to learn so much from me. Oh, you're going to learn so much. I've been planning. I can't wait. God willing. If I live to like everything work out, I make it to December of next year. If you watch this channel for a whole year, I guarantee you, you're you're going to have some clarity in a lot of areas that I just can't wait to expose you guys to. And a lot of custom stuff too, right? Because there's some things I've like created. Like I was technically using the TTM Squeeze before there was a squeeze. It's a combination of Bollinger Bands and Keltner channels. When Bollinger Bands are so compressed, right, that the volatility is low, That's like a really narrow bell curve if we start talking stats. All right. And so I used to have Bollinger Bands and Keltner channels on my chart at the same time. And I realized there was a connection and a pattern. Right. And then literally like 2 years later, they came out with the Squeeze, which is what? Bollinger Bands and Keltner channels. So like when I say I really just, I don't know, God gave me some kind of gift. Like I see these patterns. I love digging into the math. I really, really understand the flaws in these indicators and how they work together. Some indicators you shouldn't even use together. Right. So we'll, you know, again, sign up for the channel, man. We're going to touch a lot. We're going to cover a lot. And I know it might be a little controversial because there's so much ego in this space and a lot of people don't do it. But y'all know how you see like, you see experts in any field now with on YouTube who will watch the video or content from somebody else and then they'll give their perspective. Why don't traders ever do that? Why don't we ever have like healthy, good debates? What is the best indicator? What if the other guy you just watched told you something totally different from me? Who's right? I would love to debate people like and wrestle with like what works, what doesn't, right? That's how we learn and grow, but you never really see that in this space. But people putting out content, so nobody's going to be safe. I'm going to find really interesting clips that I agree with, that I want to affirm. I want to find clips of things that are really good from other traders where I can teach them something new. I know I'm a pioneer in this space. I was trading futures in 2011. I didn't just pop up, right? So yeah, I can't wait to get to that point too, because hopefully it'll be respected in the quote unquote industry. I kind of don't really care if it is. I just, anything I can give you guys, right? Because you need, when experts and gurus disagree or, you know, can use each other's content to kind of like take things further, show you a different take on something, maybe totally disagree with it and say, that's the dumbest, worst thing I've ever heard, but here's why, and I can prove it with the math. Like, what? That's what we need. That's like how we grow. Too many people get into trading and they're too scared to disagree with anybody. You're listening to all these people anyway. It's too much information. We need that. You need that in any industry. You know what I mean? You need different perspectives. That's all. Different perspectives. That's it. Okay. Opulence said thank you. Look forward to one day taking your class. Yeah, Opulence. Probably this Thursday I'll start giving you guys more details. Because I got a class starting next month. Options. And then I'll do futures in October. So I'll talk more about those this next time. This was just a quick test again. Thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate you guys as always. Share this video with somebody that you know and that you love who needs to think more about investing, think more about trading. Maybe they're looking at Apple, some of the stocks we've talked about. You know, I always want to give you guys stuff of value. So thanks for checking in with me. Join me all this month, Monday and Thursdays, for Insider Trading at 8 p.m. Eastern. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.